Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
It's a clear and calm start to your Friday, but Brandon is tracking the possibility of some wet weather in your weekend forecast. The weather tops our news today at noon. You are looking live outside through our sky cam. Here's Brandon with more on what we can expect this weekend. Brandon?
All right, Sandra, thanks very much. And a good afternoon. Finally, Friday. Here we go. We're heading into the weekend. Looks decent, but a couple of speed bumps along the way. Should be a dry day Friday here as we flirt with 80. 81 degrees up in Lapeer, 80 at City Airport. It's 78 Metro, 78 Pontiac, 78 a popular number. Ann Arbor, Howell, Monroe, all right there. Humidity, not a big player. We do have a little bit of cloud cover here and there, but there is more of that off to our west. So enjoy a little sunshine here, coming and going for the next couple of hours. Not much showing on here locally, just a couple of passing wispy high clouds. Storm Tracker 4 shows a different story here. Rain and thunder showers coming out of Wisconsin over Lake Michigan, hitting parts of western lower. And through the afternoon, we'll get a little more cloud cover from that complex of storms. So likely lower 80s through the early afternoon, but dry until about the time the sun goes down, hence the dry day Friday. But Sandra, we're tracking rain after 9 or 10 tonight and overnight, and some Saturday, Sunday rain chances coming up.
All right, thank you, Brandon. We're following some breaking news right now out of Akron, Ohio. That's where a preliminary autopsy report is released for Jayland Walker. The medical examiner's office says Walker was shot or grazed 46 times. Walker was killed in a hail of police gunfire. Akron police acknowledged initial findings showed more than 60 wounds on Walker's body. The June 27th pursuit began when police tried to pull him over for equipment violations. Authorities say Walker fired a gunshot from his car 40 seconds into that chase. An attorney for Walker's family says they feel there was no need for officers to kill him. Also making headlines on this Friday, gas prices continue to drop, and here's where prices stand right now in Michigan. Take a look. AAA reporting the average price for a gallon of gas in Michigan, you're now paying $4.68 per gallon. Here in Metro Detroit, the average price $4.74 a gallon. That's actually 20 cents less than it was this time last week. Our Nick Monticelli went across Metro Detroit today and has this report from the cheapest gas station in our state.
So the lines at the Citgo station at the corner of Michigan and Mason and Dearborn have not dwindled at all this morning. There's never been an open pump. There was always somebody trying to get in here, taking advantage of the cheap gas prices. Take a look at the video. Again, here all morning, $3.95 for cash or debit, $4.05 for a credit card. And it's, after looking at Gas Buddy, the cheapest gas station in Michigan right now, which you say cheapest, yeah, it's still pretty high. These are not prices that we should ever get used to, but it is the cheapest right now. And that's what all of these drivers are trying to take advantage of.
Feel pretty good considering what it's been.
All right, now, are we supposed to be happy about $4 a gallon or happier?
At this point in time, we have to be happy about $3.95.
You just take what you can get?
You can take it the best you can get it.
$3.95 is the greatest thing I have heard all week. Every time I go to the gas pump, I'm spending about $60. I live on the east side of Detroit and I work out in Ypsilanti, so that is a nice truck. So I'm spending around between $120 and $150 a week on gas.
I can't imagine those commutes from East Detroit to Ypsilanti or Dearborn to Ann Arbor every single day, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gas. Again, people still trying to line up, still getting their gas in here. Now, we were talking to Patrick DeHaan from Gas Buddy, and there's some good news on the horizon. Sounds like this could be the beginning of a downward trend. In the past 30 days, gas prices have gone down every single day. So will the trend continue? Let's cross our fingers. We're in Dearborn. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Yeah, we're all hoping so. All right, thank you, Nick. Right now, President Biden continuing his Middle East trip. This is brand new video of the president landing in Saudi Arabia. This was not long ago. Bree Jackson has this report.
President Biden is facing some political landmines, in particular on the human rights front. He'll meet with 9 different heads of state, including the Saudi Crown Prince. President Biden traveling on the last leg of his Middle East trip for a meeting with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas.
2 states along the 1967 lines were mutually agreed to swaps remain the best way to achieve equal measure of security, prosperity, freedom, and democracy for the Palestinians as well as Israelis.
Next up, Biden lands in controversy over a meeting with the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. U.S. intelligence assessed he's responsible for the brutal killing of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. President Biden declined to say if his murder would be part of today's conversation.
My views on Khashoggi have been absolutely, positively clear.
Khashoggi's fiancée called the trip a betrayal and is hopeful that his death will come up.
It did reassure me the human rights issue, and on top of it, my husband's tragedy, it will come up.
Biden's first trip to the Middle East as president comes packed with high-stakes meetings, including a joint pledge with Israel's prime minister to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons.
Diplomacy is the best way to achieve this outcome.
Mr. Biden calling military action a last resort, although it's something Prime Minister Lapid and Republicans believe may be necessary.
Joe Biden only takes the most minimal responses.
Biden wants to revive the Iran nuclear agreement instead and hopes to get Iran and Saudi Arabia on board. President Biden insists his purpose in Saudi Arabia is to promote U.S. interests, which includes urging the Saudis to boost oil production in an effort to bring down gas prices here at home. In Washington, I'm Bree Jackson. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bree. Just in, the deposition of former President Trump and two of his children in the New York civil probe will in fact be delayed because of Ivana Trump's death. In the meantime, there are new developments in the investigation of the January 6th Capitol attack. According to a letter obtained by NBC News, the Secret Service erased text messages from January 6, 2021, and also the day before that. A letter to two House committees from the Homeland Security Inspector General says those messages were deleted after being requested as part of an investigation into the attack on the Capitol. As a result, the Secret Service issued a statement saying, quote, the insinuation that Secret Service maliciously deleted text messages following a request is false. And of course, we will continue to watch this. We are following two separate road rage investigations which are happening right now. In Dearborn, a driver said he was shot at the Southfield Freeway right near Ford Road. The good news is he wasn't hurt. That other investigation unfolding at this hour in Roseville. That's where a driver was critically hurt after being shot. He was shot Thursday night. This happened on Gratiot near 13 Mile. One person has already been taken into custody. Detroit police tell us they're investigating a deadly hit and run on the city's west side. We're told a person was out jogging down the street and was hit by someone in a maroon-colored Lexus. Police say the jogger was hit at the corner of Woodward and West McNichols and later died from their injuries. Right now, police tell us they're still looking for the driver who left that area. Services begin this afternoon for fallen officer Lauren Courts. He will be remembered today at 4:30 during a vigil at the police department's 2nd precinct. We do have funeral arrangements for you as well for Officer Courts. The funeral set to take place at Greater Grace Temple in Detroit. Public visitation is tomorrow from noon until 8 p.m. and again on Sunday from 3 in the afternoon until 9 in the evening. The funeral is Monday, July 18th at 11:30 in the morning. The Governor Whitmer, has ordered flags across the state to be lowered to half staff on Monday to honor and remember Officer Courts. Also making headlines at this hour, DNA technology helps crack a 25-year-old cold case regarding an infant known as Baby Garnett, who was found dead inside a toilet at a campground. A Wyoming woman will now be extradited to northern Michigan to face charges. Josh Kerman has this report.
Since 1997, the case of Baby Garnett has been reopened more times than the sheriff can remember.
Basically, all the leads or any information that we obtained and talked to neighbors, just canvassed the area, just did not turn up anything. So it goes dormant and it just sits there. It's maybe out of sight, but it's not ever out of mind.
When the case began, Wilk says the technology just wasn't there to help solve it.
Now technology is advanced exponentially. And with the DNA and, of course, the genealogy that everybody's getting involved in, we were able to take the DNA from the Baby Garnett and get a sample from there. And that's how we end up, you put that into the system.
The Mackinac County Sheriff's Department reached out to Identifiers International in January of 2020. The group focuses on working with law enforcement to help solve cold cases like this one. a process they compare to solving a massive puzzle.
So we take these first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, once removed, and it's like a big Sudoku puzzle where you move these people around. We have tools, we know how to do this, so we move them around, and there's generally only one consistent way that all those people fit together.
Fitzgerald explained they had been working on this particular puzzle for the last 2 years. The final pieces fell together and led them to a suspect, a 58-year-old woman in Sublette County, Wyoming.
And I think as officers, we have that throughout our whole career. There's one that just kind of, eats at you that you want it to get solved, and this is one. So to have that closure, I guess, even for the officer is huge, because that's a very traumatic event for everybody. Even the citizens of Hudson Township and Mackinac County alone that maybe had zero ties to the baby or any of this, it still pulls at the heartstrings.
Wilk explained the next steps may take some time. Extradition can take more than a month, even longer if the suspect fights it.
The criminal element is something that we obviously have to look at. That's what we're here for. But again, to give some closure to baby Garnet and the family that may or may not have even known about this.
And that was Josh Kerman reporting. Still to come here at noon, monkeypox cases continue to rise amid a vaccine shortage. We're going to tell you what you need to know.